guide you. I'm trying to continue.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I would not call for bullying Zomba like Devin does, but you know, I don't know what people want from me anymore. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
But I know what the people do want at home. They want to see Jakal versus Zomba, and that is exactly what you're going to get. To me, this is the most exciting match of the winners bracket. I know that Zomba had to beat Extra O 2-1 to get here. Jakal had to beat Waidu 2-0 to get here, and Waidu almost got a pretty big win earlier today too.
Yeah, definitely two really, really good wins in their own right. So we're actually no longer going to be seeing the Link. We will instead be seeing the Cloud, and everybody, of course, picking the remains as their anchors, as you absolutely should, because that is going to be a last-ditch effort. That is the meta. That is not somebody that you want out immediately, because that could just snowball out of control. So going to be jumping into game number 1, starting off on Pokemon Stadium 2. I have not seen the Jakal Pokemon trainer in a minute, and already we're seeing some of those downer loops. You can grab on midweights and down through a couple times, but now that's when you start going through forwarders and uppers. But how does Zomba make it back? He does not. Wow, what an opening.
That is definitive from Jakal right there to take 20 seconds to make a 0 to death, put himself on a highlight reel, and it's all Zomba can do to just make it back to the stage against this Squirtle, which is looking like the hottest Squirtle I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. But now Zomba is finally back on stage, gets an out-of-shield up B. This is a Squirtle now being juggled by Roy. So at 78%, at 87, you just know that a stock is going to be sent flying any moment now. Not the sweet spot. That was still the noodle hit.
You certainly won't be seeing it with the sour spot. That is a dead Jakal. He did not have the time to drift back.
Look at him. Teabagging.
This is exactly what you would come to expect from two people who have played this many games against each other. If you mess up, they're going to give you some noggin for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Zomba, once again, only finding that noodle hit of up air. You're not going to be able to convert it into anything else quite well. Soiler's airspeed and acceleration is so ambiguous, so it's so difficult to actually anticipate. Is he going to go this way? Is he going to cross me up? And find those up Bs out of shield. So Zomba has to be so meticulous about that.
Trying to catch the downer off of maybe a drop from ledge aerial. Could potentially seen that from from Zomba actually, or from Jakal. I have to remember who's playing who here, but you know that the Roy is Zomba's own, and honestly, 57% built up. Oh, I thought it might be a stock that Zomba was looking for, but instead the turntables.
You know, I'm gonna be honest about something. I have seen like attacks like that do so much shield damage, and I thought it was inevitable one day that I would actually see a shield break from it. That was the first time I have witnessed such a thing, and I'm glad it's finally come on out. Now that's gonna be Zomba sitting on his last stock, but he's got Gob, and you know what that means? Cheatery is afoot.
No, actually it means that you're playing a big character who gets comboed for a long time. Look at the damage Jakal has put on, virtually unanswered, 110%, and that is just softening up that Rob for that last stock if the Sora doesn't even do it on his own.
But now Zomba just really needs anything to be able to take this. Nice weight. You see Jakal jumping on up, just wanting to avoid the up air above all else. Zomba missing the timing on down and pressing it a little bit too late. And now the question is, how does Zomba end up closing this out? That's another neutral, but honestly, as a floaty, you're kind of chilling right now. You can stall as long as you want.
You see Jakal just trying to get back in on that Rob, but when you're not standing center stage as Sora, things get very difficult, especially against people with projectiles. But the back throw, even against Rob, will be enough to do it on Pokemon Stadium 2, and it's a pretty convincing game 1 for Jakal.
Yeah, I mean, Jakal got that early lead. That was so important. Just immediately eliminate a character. I have never seen the Zomba Cloud, and guess what? I have still yet to see the Zomba Cloud. Jakal's Pokemon trainer was so menacing. Had the loops on deck. He had his damage output. He did everything correctly as well. He just eliminated all of Zomba's options and ability to get back onto the stage.
Goosh.
I think the biggest thing for Zomba is he is jump hungry. You can do that with Rob because you have access to stall with up B as much as you would like. When you are playing Cloud, you have one of the most exploitable recoveries in the game, and you die and live by that double jump.
And it doesn't really change too much here for Zomba as the Cloud is being traded out for an Ike, so Recovery is still somewhat exploitable if you're planning to do that with the Ivysaur, but in particular, you're also going to continue to be jump happy because that is where a lot of Ike's combo starters happen.
Mamma
and look
mia.
at the magic from Zomba. He pays Jakal back in kind for the way that game 1 started here in game 2.
And the teabags too after that kind of a stock. That was such an air dodge read. That was so confident. Zomba is here to play.
You have earned the right to teabag after a stock like that because Zomba started the fire, and by God, he will continue it as well. But here is the Sora once again, put in a lot of work for Jakal in that game 1, and will look to now do it while playing from a deficit this time.
Ooh, that time around, Zomba going to be caught sitting on the platform for a little bit too long, but Jakal has yet to start anything big by virtue of having a, a little bit more consistent out of shield option in the form of Ike's up B, which doesn't necessarily have to be direction specific. I mean, you can definitely respect Sora a lot less on your shield. Jakal trying to get ambiguous, trying to get tricky with it, and the up B somehow still connects under the ledge. Wow.
It was really well angled from Jakal just to make sure that it poked a little bit through the stage, and Zomba still hanging on with the Ike. Jakal is looking like he is a little shaky here in this game 2, and how couldn't you be after the way that first stock went?
I like how much respect Zomba is giving to Jakal's landings, just constantly aware of down A, just so that he may be able to get a whip punish one day.
Okay. Certainly seems to have a read on the Ike recovery. Like I said, exploitable in some ways, and this will now even it up 2 stocks apiece, but it's a lead for Zomba to work with. Maybe not for long, as we've seen how much damage Jakal can put on with the Sora.
It is so important that Zomba gets this stock off now. We saw what happened to Sora Rob, so there is no shot that Zomba can lose this kind of a lead, because let me tell you, the consequences will be dire. At 139%, Foiler, or perhaps a delicious back air, is going to be the move of choice. And now we got Jakal's final character.
Now down to the Wolf, which is, again, the main for Jakal. We didn't see too much of it in that first game, but now it has its time to shine here. Maybe not as I speak. 55% from the Zomba Roy, and he's got a ledge trap as Roy. That is a dangerous place to be.
That was a really good idea on Zomba's behalf. He did not take into account Jakal DIing out and then directional air dodging in. And
doubted himself a little bit, swinging that double-edged dance, and Jakal will be able to take advantage, bringing it to last stock. But much like that game 1, it is a hefty 1-stock lead, although this time simply in the case for Zomba.
Wolf off stage with no double jump, ends up extending his hitbox on the gyro, but Zomba a little bit too slow to be able to make it back onto cover that space. And all of that coverage, Jakal DIing in, knowing that he can't die to down smash like that quite yet. No double jump off stage. He's done. Oh, maybe I lied.
Ooh, missing the timing a little bit, but great up air to cover the jump from ledge. Zomba says, yep, that's all I needed to do to take that game. We did see quite a bit of jump from ledge from Jakal on the Wolf, and how could you blame him when you have that much air drift at your disposal? And this time, just drifting over with the up air. It's wacky, it's waving, and it's a robot.
It's Rob up air.
It's Rob up air.
What I really like that Zomba did there, I don't think he actually reacted to the jump itself. I think he just ended up pressing jump up air preemptively and then faded back in with it. Had Jakal immediately buffered a jump from ledge, as a lot of Wolves really like to do, because Wolf's airspeed is kind of broken, that would have been able to cover a jump to the platform, and then he faded back in to cover a little bit of a later jump. Jump being so fast, I believe frame 6 from ledge, is the only option from ledge you can't actually react to, based on human reaction time. So that's the kind of time that you have to go for a lot of preemptive ledge trapping. But now,
it's the Falco from Zomba. The Ike has gone to the wayside despite its hot start. Seems like Zomba just wanted the clip and then moving on to the Spacey, representing the region again with this character. This is, maybe reminiscent of, Tilde from the same region as Zomba, and looking almost as nice.
Yeah, already having Jakal at 82%. Going to be looking for this up air, going to be looking for this, up tilt and back air. Going to be kind of difficult to connect on Squirtle, because that is a little tiny baby. And let me tell you, when you swing it upwards, Squirtle is just able to little tiny baby privilege through all of that.
Yeah, it's a big issue for Falco when he can't use up tilt to just punish somebody for standing there, right? Squirtle just is there. He exists and he does not get up tilted like that. But nonetheless, Zomba is still the one in the lead and has Jakal at kill percent.
Oh, but now using up that double jump so committal. I like that fade back. and is going to be able to find that side B into an up air. Now, I'm not actually sure how Switch ends up working out in Squad Strike. Not sure if it's like a little bit delayed. I have no idea, but that felt like the perfect time for Jakal to go for a Switch.
Yeah, I would like to see Jakal at those higher percents go to the Ivysaur just to kind of establish a little bit more of his own, force Zomba to approach you, because as Squirtle, you're going to be boxing with the Falco, and he's quite good at challenging you in those situations, not to mention the combo game. You'll get to see it shown off here again by Zomba as the Sora counterplay developing as this set goes on.
Yeah, just jumping back onto the stage slowly, not fast enough to be able to cover that. I gotta say, Sora's dash attack, well, oh my goodness, is that up B kill? Not quite. Sora's dash attack is one of the most tilting moves because it's always like a little bit more active than you think it is.
Slightly, yeah. He just kicks out his foot, and for some reason it's like an old Smash Bros. Hitbox.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It's like a Brawl hitbox.
Before they knew how to design moves. They were like, just have them strike a pose and put a red circle on them. It'll be fine.
As long as the limb is out, the hitbox is active, said somebody on the development team. And just like that, Jakal is finally able to get that Falco out of the stage and onto the Goi. But now at 123, I mean, you got to be so careful. You got to be so safe.
Oh, not safe enough. Zomba will catch that movement in with the up tilt, and it is up to the Wolf for Jakal to once again carry the weight for him. It's got to take 2 full stocks, knock out the Roy and the Rob, and this is a good start for Jakal.
Ooh, already dash attack into up smash. Really nice compensation though, just dashing back and forth, waiting for Zomba to whip something, to overcommit to something. I love the way that Jakal treats 50-50s and flowcharts with Wolf. It is some of the most stellar aspects of his gameplay. I wish I could break it down, but that's for another day. Right now, Zomba is keeping him out, keeping him stuck in the corner. How's Jakal make it back to center?
Well, you got to put on a lot of pressure from the air and then try to take the ground back. You got to have the Roy focus on that aerial game because it's what Roy is so good at challenging, and especially what Wolf is so good at. But at 84%, this just takes a jab or a side B at the ledge to do it.
Zomba tried to go for it all. He tried to cheat. Such an aggressive option. Drop down, double jump, side B. It did work out. Jakal needs to find a way to be able to get out of this position. Zomba, that is perfect. Tempo and momentum mix-ups. You move, you move, you move, and then all of a sudden you stop, you stare at the opponent, and they fall into your hands. Oh, that coverage. Zomba.
Too nice with the Roy right now. Jakal having a hard time taking a bite out of the Roy, and the Roy nearly finished eating his meal here. Wolf is down to his last legs.
Jakal just being so patient, not running in too far, finds the F-tilt. I mean, this is 145%. Jakal's going to have to pull a fast one because this is looking extremely grim for him right now. Playing back a little bit, you got to be so careful about those laser ranges. A little bit too close, and Rob can hit you for it.
Oh, Jakal needs a Charlie to King combo right now, and you know what? These are the juicy percents to find it. Drifting in with that forward air, very committal, and Zomba didn't want to commit to challenging it either. This is very doable for Jakal right now.
That dash grab was so confident. Maybe trying to lead a neutral get up. Zomba is able to jump back on in time. 163, and somehow having enough time to throw out a button. Zomba hesitated a little bit too much. Oh God.
Soft back air does at least give Jakal stage position, and as Wolf, not a lot you can do here with your opponent just taking to the skies like that. Reflect will get him back down to the ground, but it's the Nair that will finish it out for Zomba. It ended very close, but the one who took the lead early on in the game is the one who will finish it out. And Tri-State's newest hero, Zomba, will take it 2-1.
Yeah, at the end of the day, once again, when you got that kind of a lead, you just end up forcing the opponent to run out of options. Such a good call out on the jump. Rob neutral a big. It really wouldn't normally kill, but then again, we're also playing at unethical percents. And wow, what a handshake too. Like that was just like two players who know each other in and out. They played each other so often, and they were both able to show up so much stuff. I am, a big fan of both of these. Something that I feel like doesn't get enough highlight is the way that Jakal sets up situations and plays around your space. The way that he baits things with his dashes. The way that he, has different like flow charts to be able to cover different tech options. He is a character, or he is a player, excuse me, that tries to simplify his game plan into a numbered amount of situations. And I think that is what makes him honestly so consistent in region. Out of region, at times, we see like in singles brackets, he does end up drowning a little bit. Jakal is one of my favorite players to watch, commentate, and to cheer on.